Hmm. Okay, magsugot ta sa conjunction. So I will introduce to you the basic coordinating conjunction in which I found this to Mr. Ash. Mr. Ash is an Indian vlogger who is very good in English language. So his topic mainly is more on British, but you know the way he delivered it so good. I found it interesting. Get the point? So I've learned this from him. Okay. So coordinating conjunction. You get the point? So what is coordinating conjunction? So we need to remember the words fan boy. If you are a fan boy, meaning to say you are really fanatic to a certain celebrity, certain artist, that's why you call a fan boy. If you are a boy. See, if you are a girl, fan girl, and that is only one word. Okay, so if you remember the word fan boy, then you can remember easily the coordinating conjunction that we will use in our sentences. Okay, fun boy. Fanboy. Okay, F meaning far. Okay, so far. Okay, A means the most common. Without this, we cannot construct a sentence. And. And. Especially if you have the same thought and the same meaning, then we need to put and. You get the point? Okay. And. Okay. Like that. And. Oh, I love this. And. Neither. Neither. Oh, neither one of us. Neither one of us will perform tonight because we don't have a program this night. They canceled it. I wonder why. Oh, it's so very, very lonely and sad about that news. Oh, wow. Ganon. Kaloka. Okay, so neither. Okay. Okay, neither. And we have also nor. How can you apply the nor and the neither? Okay, that's exactly the opposite. Nor or the same degree. For example, I love singing nor dancing because I experienced that and mastered that from the past and up to now. Oh, so that's gonna be nor, meaning the same degree that we try to connect things. But the neither is both of you don't have that quality or you don't do that. That's why neither of one of you. Okay, so kung akong Bisayon, wala sa inyong duha. Okay? There's none of you will perform that particular song or you do topics training or whatever. Okay? Neither. Okay? None of the two. Sorry. Neither one of us. Okay? Or neither one of you. Okay? You get the point? If you refer only for two persons. But if so many, neither one of us. Alam mo ko, neither one of we. Wrong grammar. Neither one of our. So it's always neither one of us. You get the point? Then we have B. Okay. B is bath. 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 And also both. Okay, bath. Okay, and both. Okay, both is very familiar. We are talking of the same thing. Okay, both of you are so lazy. Both of you are so indolent. Things like that. Both of you are conscientious. Wow, conscientious. What's naman ako eh? Okay, meaning takulan. Okay, both of you are insidious. Okay, meaning to say guilty of doing bad. Insidious. Okay, and both of you are assiduous. Okay, meaning both. B-O-T-H. Okay, that's the point. Both of you are mischievous. Kaloka ha? And chivalrous. Okay, we have bat. Bat is the, opposite. Opposite of something. But, meaning to say, the sense will be opposite or, in mentioning some words, it will be opposite, not in the same degree. For example, we say, apple, orange, produces vitamin C. But, you will say the other also fruit that will not produce vitamin C. For example, only for the purpose of discussion. But lemon will not produce vitamin C. Things like that. Okay, for the purpose of the discussion only. Because it's impossible that a lemon will not produce vitamin C. Just to understand. It seems like hypothetical in nature, but we need to understand what that's all about. You got the point? Uh, then, oh, we have or, and this is very common. If you say, Junjun is a teacher or a mentor by informal setup. Wait, what do you mean by that? Informal setup because I did not take education units and I'm not a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Education, but in my vlog I'm acting as a teacher or a mentor. So this means informal teaching because I don't have units in teaching, but I can also teach the same as what they did in the classroom instruction. You get the point? So things like that, or mentor, or teacher, or educator. Okay, will be the same. You get the point? Uh, so this is fun boy. So if you have the fun boy, then use that as your conjunction because these are all coordinating connectors. You get the point? Oh, it's very easy to memorize. See, coordinating connectors. Oh, like that. Get the point? Ganon. Okay, so it is our coordinating connectors. And we have now our another type, subordinate connectors. Subordinate connectors. Oh my gosh, what is subordinate connectors? Guys, when we know about connectors, guys, these are all related to clauses. 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 Because without it, our sense of our sentence will not be fully understood. You get the point? Things like that. So, what are the subordinate connectors or subordinate clauses? So, by the way, we will explain pala talaga what is a clause, what is a sentence, so that to establish clarity. You get the point? So, what is the difference between a clause and a sentence? Okay, later na lang na siya. Uy, iba na itong brain cells. Okay, we have the subordinate clauses. Okay, or connectors. Connectors na lang. Okay, actually the same thing lang eh. Okay, you got the point. Saan na siya? Okay, mag-start us from A to Z. Okay, let's exercise our mind, thinking from letter A to letter Z in an alphabet. You still remember your alphabet? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Boys and girls can sing with me. Come and sing the ABC. Like that. Okay, so if you're a teacher and then your pupils or students are preschool level, ranges from the age of, let's say, 1 year old ba guys? 2 years old, 3 years old. It will be more fun to teach in that manner, right? So it will be fulfilling. You will say, class, good morning. Your tone really matters the most. The way how you express the words, you should be lively. You get the point? This is the technique in mentoring. You get the point? You have the voice, the modulation of your voice must be loud enough that it is clear from their ears so that they will be jolted to excitement. Wow, jolted. And they will be a jerk to and creates interest. And they will be enthusiastic to listen to you. Wow, and they have the full eagerness and willingness to listen to you. Wow, I love it. Okay, things like that. Okay, now A. So this is the way how we learn. We consider from the start to the finish, things like that in a chronological order. Okay, and in a particular order, right? You get the point, and in a specific order, in an itemized order, or in an arranged order. You get the point? In a precise order, things like that. But the most common is chronological order. You get the point? Things like that. So, amin na ito kar mga talaga kong hitage. Okay. It's gonna be papas to the highest level. Wow. Okay. The first is A. So, think of a word that is a conjunction that starts with letter A. Okay. A. Okay, we have although. Okay, like although, right? Although. So, like that. And then you will say also almost. Okay, like that. Almost. Okay, what else? After. Okay, after. Things like that. Okay. And you have also afterwards. Okay, afterwards. Okay, like that. Okay. So what else? Okay. If you think you cannot longer present or think of any, then you will stop. You go to letter B. Things like that. Okay. So letter B. So okay, what in the letter B? Because. Okay, because. This is most common. Okay, because. Okay, especially for reasoning. Reasoning and conditional statement and justification. Things like that for something. If you try to defend something, if you try to justify something, then, or you need to give reasons out of that, then you have to use the word because. You get the point? So it's gonna be because. Okay. Then letter C, like that, blah, blah, blah. So until you will reach letter Z. Maabot tayo dito sa mga even if, even though, so that, in order to, in accordance with, things like that, okay, pertaining to, like that. You get the point? Whether, it's not the weather of the climate, it is the weather, Whether, like that. I'm saying weather, I'm saying whether, okay? Whether, whereas, whereabout, things like that. Whomever, whoever, whichever. Then we have also whom, thereby, therefore. So many guys, no? Consequently, subsequently, okay, hence, thus, moreover, otherwise, furthermore, in view, then you will put of that matter. But in view is a connector. For example, you present and you express your story in front of your pupils or students. You will say, in view of that story, like that. So that is connector, right? In view. And also, as a matter, it's also a very complex connector. As a matter of fact, this is really true for us. And that, okay? So as a matter, okay? So you will just remember as a. Okay, got the point. Things like that. Then also therefore, and also in generalization or generally, like that. Finally, like that. First and foremost, firstly, secondly, like that. Okay. The maximum of that, guys, is only secondly. You don't have to put another thirdly. You need to use another word in journalism that it not look like thirdly, fourthly, fifthly, because it's sounds ironic. You need to say another subsequently, like that. Okay, after that, as long as you will never use all the time firstly, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, fifthly, sixthly, seventhly, eighthly, mamatay tagbo ang taas kayo yung column. So, ilisan-ilisanin mo siya, mga moreover, furthermore, like that. You get the point. Otherwise, on the other hand, okay, in contrary, in contrast, things like that. Or if, even if, like that, okay. You get the point. Due to that. Okay, like that. Due to improper waste management, this is a complex connector, due to. Okay, we suffer from climate change, things like that. So it's really really important, guys, for this subordinating clauses, because this really helps for our complex sentences. Okay, complex or compound sentences. You get the point? Ganon. Ang mga conjunction, chuba, chuchu. Ganun pa kaya siya, mga thereby, mga ganon-ganon, whatever, and so on and so forth. Also sometimes, nonetheless, nevertheless, things like that. Sometimes, notwithstanding. So how can you apply notwithstanding? Things like that. For example, if you state something good and you later on you will say something bad, and it's the opposite of what you say in the first paragraph. You will say, notwithstanding, okay, muna na siya ilaro-laro ang basta makibaw lang ka, if you know really the meaning of your connector, then you can put any. Because this is to add clarity and to add also beauty on how you express in your communication. And it would add attraction to your paragraph or, essay, things like that. Because your sentences and paragraphs will become dry if there's no like that. Although, by the way, actually, things like that, oh, di ba? Okay, you get the point. Finally, I get my high salary at this age of 60 years old. Okay? To the point. So, okay sa ang finally. Okay, mga concluding part kasi yung mga finally, generally, like that. Therefore, we conclude. Therefore, I conclude. Things like that. As a matter of that, okay, things like that. We found out, okay, and then, but most of your ending will be positive, in your concluding part. Positive siya. It's not bad. Okay, after all, it could really help to change the life of the people to be productive. Like that, okay? So always input the positivism in the last part of your article or whatever. Okay, mo na siya technique sa journalism. Positive yun ang imong concluding part. Though emotion i-mention dito ang mga bati-bati, but then you have to bawi in the last part. Mo na siya balance. Okay, balance journalism. Okay, when we mean of balanced journalism, this is tantamount to true journalism. Okay, you get the point. Or parallel to true journalism. Okay. When we use parallel all the time, guys, no, when we mean of similarity, it's not the other one, no, series. Okay, parallel and series parking. Just like in driving. So, gamitan dito to be parallel. Okay, because the term also is so professional to use, right? Oh, it looks like in parallelism with that definition, right? Okay. You can use also tantamount, if you want that word, because it's also meaning similar or equivalent or in the same degree. Okay. This is tantamount to blah blah blah. As you can notice, all the time I will use tantamount because I love it. This is a journalism word. Aside from using the similar, okay, like that, blah blah blah, so and so. Okay, the point. Yeah, okay. So especially if it is a venue where it is very big, a symposium or let's say a stadium and you deliver a speech, as much as you could, you need to use a very world-class vocabulary, things like that. Because the audience also will try to say, oh my gosh, what's this? Okay, you get the point. So to create really an impression that looks like a high degree of professionalism, then you need to input this, profound vocabulary. That's the best venue for you to do that. But if you think that the venue is no longer required, you don't also do that because they will be mislead to your words. They cannot understand in the first place. You get the point. So, ganun siya. It depends on the setup, the venue, or the type of audience that you have. You get the point. Things like that. Okay, now arito sa interjection. I love it. Interjection. Kung sabi mo interjection, katabi ka, oh my gosh. Take note my tone. Oh my gosh. I will say, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, gosh is an acceptable expression of oh my god. Okay, like OMG, like that, okay? So it's acceptable already, especially in American English, that we will use this most of the times. Yuck, things like that. So these are all under interjection. Interjection is more on feelings and emotion when you speak. Oh, I don't love it. Things like that. You need to have intonation so that you will be clearly understood. You get the point? You don't tell me, you say, I don't understand. Oh, I love it. So it looks like very dry, right? You need to emphasize really lively in your la, 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 as much as you could. If you're a very good speaker, you have a lot of loudness of your and intensity of your modulation of your voice. And then if it is really sad, you need also to relax, going smooth. But this is really, it depends on the sense of what you are talking. This is a technique really in public speaking. But if the terms and the sentence are so sad, you don't have to exert effort. You also slow down. Just like singing. There are songs also that is very sentimental, then your voice also will go slow. But if there are songs that needs you to shout, that's the time because you are angry, like that. It depends on the theme, on the song, like a rock music. Don't tell me if it is a rock music, it's not good. Okay? Rock music, it teaches you not to sleep. You will always alive, awake, and you do something. Okay? So if you want to sleep, then don't play a music, rock music. Of course, you cannot sleep. You get the point? There's a lot of shouting. You get the point? That's why music is very broad. Okay, you can do what you want as long as you maintain the melody, the right tune. You know the right tune, the melody of the song. And most of all, you convey clearly the message of the song, regardless of what is that. Okay, got the point. Motion number one is saying, convey the message of a song with emphasis on your emotion. Okay, secondary na siyang voice quality. That's the reason that most have good voice will never win in this competition because the lack of the emotion in interpreting their contest piece. Because it looks so dry, even though how beautiful your voice really is. And you will stand like this only. You don't have, so you need to show them that you have that what it takes to be amazing, things like that, or versatility. Okay, just like joining a oratorical contest. For example, me, I'm joining orator. I never won. I got third place only. Sorry, that's all I can at the time. Okay, I won third place. Okay, but I want to share also. Okay, we are 12 contestants, things like that, in different disciplines. I'm representing chemical engineering, and there's also somebody who represent the mechanical engineering, College of Sciences, psychology, like that. We will be competing with each other in just like a Founders Day celebration in a university. Oh my gosh, things like that. It's so really interesting and funny experience, guys. And then maglakaw-lakaw ka, and then you have extra movement like that. Ganon. Okay. Then guys, I forgot the criterion, or not criterion because it's so many criteria. Okay, there's specifically the criterion of the one of the criterion of oratorical contest is you don't have to bring so many props. Props, PR or PS. Okay, now before I concentrate more on the props. I bring what's this like a leaf, LEAF of the tree, and I don't know kasi guys the strict criteria for oratorical contest, and then I create a smoke, things like that. But no question maybe the delivery like that and everything. Only that, and they found out I really did my best, but according to what I heard, though it's not true or not, what made me landed on the third place because I have so many props, things like that. So when you do the oratorical contest, you don't have to bring anything, just your voice, your actions, because that is not a declination, that is not a dramatic contest or a monologue. Okay, like that. And then that's why I wondered why also of all the contestants, I'm only one bringing the leaf. It looks like awkward, really. Okay, oh my God, they are not doing this, only me. I will never forget this for the rest of my life, really. It looks like awkward that I'm only one bringing the leaf and also the preparing like smoke. And then because my topic is all about, magical, the wonders of the creation of the trees and plus things like that, blah, 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 so and so. Okay, nakakaloka. Okay, so this said, that's the reason why third place. Okay, so they said if there's no like that too much in my part, then there's a chance for me to become the champion at that oratorical contest. Okay, but we still don't know also, right? This is only for the purpose of discussion. You got the point, things like that. So telling and confessing that your experience. You get the point, things like that. Okay, so mauna siya ang mahitabo. Ang interjection is very, very important. You get the point? And not only that also, especially if you run as a leader in your place or a politician, you need also to have this kind of feelings when you campaign. Right? So it will be applied there. Also, the interjection. Okay, that's the point. Then if it is questioning, then your voice also will try to question. If you become angry and you need to emphasize to have strong, point, then you need exclamation mark, Things like that. You get the point? And blah, 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 so on. So, di ba? Interjection and conjunction. Most of the times, ari diri magdaog because not all will have like this. Okay? Most have this one to 5, very accurate with their grammar, like that, perfection. But the lack of feelings when they talk, you get the point? They don't have this kind of, alluring personality. Alluring, yes, attracting personality when you do the speech. There's something also, it has to do something also, the way how you appear on the stage. The moment you will step on the stage, there's something that easily can catch the attention. What's that? Even though you will not speak. It's your pleasant appearance. The way how you dress. Okay, things like that. So physical appearance matters a lot. I'm not telling that the face, but the way how you dress, things like that, the way how you move. That will matter a lot in the moment you step on the stage. And then the moment also you will utter the first word, second sentence, it will add impact for that. Okay? For the competition. You get the point? Then maglakaw-lakaw. Do some extra movement. Okay? This will help you to remember if you try to move there, like that. Because their attention will not be focused on you. Okay, too much because you're moving there. It will help you a lot to recall. Because if you don't do that also, you will forget. You will forget what you really memorized for a particular oratorical contest piece, or let's say declamation contest piece. Okay, but in writing you don't have to do that. Okay, in writing it's very easy. Not easy. It looks like free flowing. You don't have to pressure for anything. You get the point? Because it's on your mind and nobody watches you in front of you. You are just writing like that only. Okay? Because there's no audience. Okay? You are only inside the room to compete with one another. If you're competing with, for example, editorial writing. So all of you will be inside the room. Okay? And there's no audience who will watch you because it's not more on the verbal or on the mouth. You got the point? Ganon. Okay, things like that. So if you love written through writing, then you can go to writing. If you are really have the feeling of you will be embarrassed or ashamed with the stage, you can go with another competition. If you try that you are lack of it, and if you really want, then you need to practice. You need practice, meaning you read, and then you face into the mirror, and then you record. Then you check it out. If your grammar is okay, if your intonation is okay. Oh my gosh, this is not good. And then stop again and make it again. Things like that. Or another way around, you can invite your family members. Okay, things like that. Before me, I invite my classmates to watch me before the contest. If I am doing well, like that, and then they will say something, they will comment something, blah blah blah. Really, they will comment something. You should do that. Blah blah. It will be better that you will do this because like that, and you will apply their suggestion also. Okay, things like that. For me, inviting live people during the practice is more better than doing the recording alone, like that, and facing the mirror without any audience. Because in the actual contest, there are so many people watching at you. You get the point? So, at least, right? So, you will practice with audience. Things like this, it's not really that good because I don't have live audience. This is okay because this is informal language. This is not formal. You get the point? So, these things have no limitation. You can talk what you talk. Things like that. But if you are in the formal setting, you need to stick with your topic. Okay? That's the only difference. You will stick to your topic. Okay, but in informal, you can do what you want. Example is vlogging. Okay, you get the point? Or making video or documentary to anything like that. You get the point? It looks like there's a redundancies, duplication of thoughts, because it doesn't matter. That is informal. You get the point? Then your point will be going there, as long as it will be understood. There will be a main point and you understand things like that. But in the formal situation, you need to be extra careful with your arrangement. okay, chronological order, what part to be spoken, things like that, and you will be extra careful for that, huh? You will study it thoroughly, okay, what to talk. If you're confident, then okay. If you don't want to prepare, then you can, it's also okay. But most of the times, if it is really like a lengthy topic to be discussed or things like that, you have to prepare most of the times, right? Okay, what I mean, if you're trying to ask only your view on that matter, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, you don't have to prepare. Okay? Things like, especially if you are really familiar with the topic. The familiarity of the topic matters a lot. Okay? Because if you don't have, even though how good speaker you are, if the topic is not really convincing to you, meaning to say you don't have enough knowledge for that, even though how good you are in speaking in English, that would not help. Okay. It will help a lot, but it's far from the technical aspect. Okay. For example, if your topic is all about environmental science, and then you don't have enough topic and enough knowledge for that, since because your, let's say, your course is anthropology, you are a graduate of BS anthropology. Okay, so it's a little bit of far. Then if you, aside from being an anthropologist, then you love also the environment, even though that is not part of your course, then it will be okay for you also to talk a lot about the environment. You get the point? That's why I'm always telling you guys to have mastery in different specialization. That would help a lot. You get the point? Nga na, yun siya ang life. You need not only to focus in one thing. Because if this one thing will fail, you still have another choice. Have another alternative. So this is a wise strategy really. I think not only in English language, also in a source of our bread and butter. Things like that. You get the point? Ganun siya. Okay? So for example, if Junjun will no longer a safety engineer, then he will become a chemical engineer by specialization. And if he will not become a chemical engineer, he can also do entertainment. He can do the stand-up comedian. He can also be a host or an MC in an event. He can sing, he can dance, he can perform a lot of variety shows by the talent, things like that. Or he can also act as an English tutor for a rich family and a wealthy family in their place because he loves English too much. Aside from being an engineer, things like that. So he can do a lot of tutorials in English, things like that. So see, if this field, another one comes in. If this another field, also another one comes in. Things like that. You get the point. So this is the power of versatility and flexibility and having a lot of specializations. You got the point. You got one. Iba? That's why also some of the professionals are not working to their course. If you can observe that somebody is working into the BPO industry or what do you call this one? Call center agent. Things like that. And my classmate also is a licensed chemical engineer, is working as the vice president of printing press company, like that. Okay, the other also chemical engineer classmate, she is a general manager of a mall industry. Mall. It's very far from being a chemical engineer. See? So you can see, oh really? So we need to establish variety of specialization. And one also of my chemical engineer classmate is a teacher in United States of America, things like that. But again, but it's okay. It's related to chemistry. He's a chemistry teacher. Okay, things like that. So things like a lot also in working in the government. Okay, working in a government, not related to the course, but they work very well. They're working well with where they are now. Things like that. Okay, then my classmate also in a manufacturing industry in Tayo Unit Electronics Company also. Things like he's working as a rest and safety manager of Tayo Unit Philippines Incorporated in Lapu-Lapu City. My classmate in chemical engineering before. Okay, see, oh my gosh. So it looks like not really on your profession, but you can still stand out because you have mastery in other specialization. Get the point? So So your profession only is the ticket of everything, but it doesn't mean that you're only focusing to that. You can extend, blah, 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 according to your flexibility. Okay, you get the point. Ganun siya dapat, no? Okay. Okay, like that. And another reason also for that is to establish, to really avoid monotony and boredom. What do you mean by that? Okay, because sometimes in life, if you will do that every day without variation, it looks like boring. You get the point? And then you need to establish another thing aside from doing your pastime, like blah, 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 so and so. That is, if the case you want to add specialization on your part. Because it depends on the person. I may explaining this to you ideally, but it doesn't true for others because we have other other inclination, maybe they're busy with their family and don't have to take time for another specialty, things like that. Okay, so but this is really the best way to educate or educate professionals all over the world that we should not rely on one specialty. You get the point, things like that. Okay. Like that, no? So, athlete, meaning at least. Okay, you got the point? That is an exaggerated manner. Okay, preposition. On, in, at, with, uh, top, bottom, and east, west, south, underneath, like that, beside. Okay, it looks like referring to location, positioning, things like that. Okay, so on, common na siya mga on, in, at, with, like that. Okay, so in constructing your sentence, this is very common. So you will say, I will go there at the raw material proportion area. Then how can you say if it is in also? On, where it is possible, then you need to modify things like that. Then you need to know the rule, where it be applied, things like that. Okay, ganon. Ang up, guys, meaning a portion of it lang siya, more on the location. Okay, location, place, like that. A portion lang, for example, let's say, a portion of the particular weekend. At the weekend, there's an at. Okay? At the weekend, like that. And a place also, for example, at the mall, like that. At the children's playground. I love to go at the children's playground. Okay? Things like that. Anak. Muna siya ang at. Okay, then ang in, how can we use the in? Okay, so this is general. For example, we say, in 3 months, I will become pregnant. So, meaning to say, you will mention the generalities, but you don't specify what date. Okay, you get the point? Or you will say also, in next week, like that, pwede sad, pero sometimes you will not put the word in on that. You will say directly, next week, but I'm telling it's okay also. Or you will say, in the few days, okay, I will be blah, 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 going to something, blah, blah, blah. So you will also apply this. Okay, in. Okay. Okay. You get the point, how to apply the in? And then the on, what's the difference? The on. On is always the specific day. Okay. Okay, for example, on 15th April 2023, I will now become the millionaire. I will now become a millionaire. So, on. Like that. Okay? On February, you will never say on February, huh? Okay, but if you mention the day, you will say that on Wednesday, okay, like that, I will be going there. You will never use in that. Okay, on Wednesday, on Tuesday, on Friday. Okay, you get the point. Okay, so wala siya ang on, specific date, and also mentioning the days. Thursday, Wednesday, on Wednesday, like that, like that. But sometimes it can use also in another sentence that will describe the useful word. I cannot discuss for now. I need to think of a sentence that it will be attached for that. Okay? Let's say, come on, like this, right? It's also applied there. Come on, let's do this. The word on also will be used in another way around. Okay, you get the point? Not only limited to this application. Okay? Come on, let's do this. Let's finish our assignment. Like that. Hold on to that because you know, it doesn't add your knowledge for that particular task. Hold on, meaning you have to stop for a while, things like that. So, hold on. Nasa happy on. Right? So, it depends on the situation. But in kailan mo kasi you will discover really how to apply it when you take the sense of the sentence. Okay. Kani siya guys, basta mention ko ng July. Okay, July, August, September. So, for example, if it is coming, today is March, and I will say, on July or in July, take note. On July, I will be tackling these topics in my vlog. Or I will say, in July, I will tackle these topics, new topics. So what is correct? In July or on July? Okay. So this is the common mistake also. Sometimes we often use interchangeably. Okay. Okay. You know guys, here on Wednesday, on Friday, on Tuesday, the chance is you will be tempting to use also on here because it's the same story, right? Like a period of a time. Like that. So you will say also on July. But take note, this is not the exact date. You will use in, not on. You will use on July 2, 2023. That is okay because this is a specific date. But if it is not specific, you will only say July. Your grammar will be in, not on. Okay. In December, I will be able to have my birthday party. You will never say on December. Okay, but sometimes even me, I will use also that interchangeably. But you know, I found out that it's not. It's really in. In July, in August, like that, blah, blah, blah. Not on, ha? Okay. Pero kung di siya on, yun siya on Wednesday, on Thursday, on April 10, 2023, because there's a specific date. Things ganon. Nakakakulo. In July din siya, guys. Gamitan po rin siya ka ng mga, in the park, like that, kawat po gamay, location. Sometimes a little bit, sometimes with at. But you know, if we try to be straight, it depends on how we construct really the sentence, not on the rule exclusively. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it will be not followed 100%. Okay. And then the weather also will use and. Okay? For example, we say, in hot season, in summer season, I will go to the swimming pool. So, you will never use on. You will say, on swimming pool, nakakaloka. And you will never use also at. Okay? You will say, at summer season, no, it's wrong grammar. You will say, in summer season, I need to go to the beach to rejuvenate myself from stress. So, ang imong gamiton is in, if you talk about weather, climate, and everything. So, there are a lot of rules to follow and we should be clever enough, right? So that we will not rumble the utilization and application for this particular preposition. Right? Okay. And the from and to also is very important. From to. We mean of from, we need to say away from the reference. We mean of to that is directed to the reference. Directed to the destination, sorry. You get the point? So, like that. Please shift these materials. Okay, please shift these materials from original place to destination. Okay. You get the point. Now, if you put from, do not put away because it's just have the same meaning. Okay, you get the point. These hazards can cause blah blah blah. And this can have a control measures that can help solve the problems uh, from diabetes, like that, cancer of the blah blah blah. Meaning away or against. More na siyang from, away, against. Meaning directed away. You get the point? So, muna siya. Okay. Wear full body harness to prevent you from falling down. See? From, dili to. You get the point? Because away sa reference, but directed to the ground. You get the point? So, remember, wear harness in order to falling down. Nakakaloka. So, namahog na noon siya. In fairness, ay nako. Okay, so, against, also against, blah, blah, blah. Masa na siya ang from, ha? Okay, importante na siya sa mga sentences. Okay, got the point. Ang from, ang to. Okay, to destination from source or reference. You get the point? Things like that. Get the point? Ano? So, sometimes, magamit tayo mga on to. Ano tayo magamit ng on to, into. Okay, on to, into. Okay, onwards. Like that. Okay, how can we use this? Okay. Ang into, it has to do something with action verb. Okay, when you say that, do not jump into the wall. Like that. But the to doesn't need a verb to say that. Okay, the point. Your flight is from India to Philippines. Okay, did I mention verb there? Diba? Nothing. So we'll use to. But if I will say, do not jump into the wall, it can create injury for you. You will be suffering from pain and suffering and injury. Things like that. So the word there is to. Okay? You never also use jump to the wall. Because there's a verb involved there, the action, the motion. It looks like correct also, but if you try to be strict, that is not the right word. It is into. Okay, got the point? So more na siya going to the destination, but it depends on how you utilize the sentence. Okay, got the point? Things like that. You get the point? But sometimes it's closely related to the action. It depends on how you carry the sentence. Okay? Okay, sometimes, for example, I will say, fly me to the moon. So there's an action verb in the first, right? But where I'll use to. Supposedly, I will use also into. Then, but why it is correct also. Right? So there's a, little difference, but sometimes it will be okay to use. Fly me to the moon. Wow! Diba? Nakakaloka. Okay. But ang into mo kasi lang mga motion good na siya, guys, no? Okay. Do not run into the runabout. Like that, okay? Meaning action voice. Active voice. Things like that. Tidak dapat ang aras siya mga palangak kong hitan. Okay. Karong adlaw. Okay, pagkasa na nila ito. No? Okay. Unsa pa sa ding mga kuan oy, chares. Ari ta sa helping verb. Mabuang taaning verb kay daghan kayo siya. There's a lot types of verbs. We have linking verb, main verb, helping verb, stative verb, phrasal verb, modal verb, irregular verb, regular verb. Okay. We have also active verb and inactive verb. We have also transitive verb and intransitive verb. So there are 12 types of verbs. So how can you distinguish that in a sentence? Okay. The most popular is the linking verb because it needs to lengthen your sentence. If you don't link this with a linking verb, then your sentence will not be understood. Okay, for example, I am singing today. So I am singing today. You will never say, I singing today. This is a what. You get the point, so it's not good to listen. So am is your linking verb. Okay? You get the point. So, for example, I was crying yesterday. I was crying yesterday because my lolo had passed away. I was crying. Na maglibog na po mo, why not cried, Sir Sotero? Why crying? Because if you put cried, you don't put was. You will say, I cried yesterday because my lolo passed away. But if you try to put the linking verb was, you forced yourself to put an ing form beside the linking verb was. Was is the linking verb in past form of is. Because it's happened in the past. Okay, I was crying yesterday because my grandfather has had passed away. Ganon. So, take note of your tenses. Okay, was